Welcome back to another episode of the Whispers of Lindwurm. It is I, Hoopoe, whispering into your ears the updates about the Warcrow universe and its games. Today we are going to finally reveal what is hiding on the other side of the fog. And as you can imagine, we need to hide no more. The spinning off pretending, don't you think? Oh, this. Do you like it? My scythe? I like to keep it next to where my heart used to be. The moment has come to reveal our true colours. Oh, and we're also continuing to explore the mechanics of the dungeon crawler, giving you the basics on how to play. Shall we begin, travellers? We've spoken about the fog every time we've met. I already said it's my favourite topic, and well, here's the reason why. Don't you think it is time to reveal some of the secrets lying in waiting for you? Here are some of them. Just a few. To some nations, the fog is an unknown mystery. To others, it is an old acquaintance. And for this new nation that we will be introducing to you today, the fog is one of the most powerful allies. Please join me on a journey through the fog and let us marvel with another of the nations involved in Warcrow, the Scions of Yaldabaoth. The Scions follow the instructions of Yaldabaoth, the architect of flesh. Under their command, magic is limitless. They blaze trails. Others fear to set foot on. The Scions have opened their eyes to the veil that marred the understanding of this world, and thus we are born again under a new light.
There's only one in the one. The first step towards wisdom is to accept reality just as it is.
The elite members of the Scions are a group of elves of obscured minds. We call them the progenitors. The progenitors lead us into the true ways, ignoring all barriers and limitations about magic. Without fake morality hindering the path we have evolved, both living and dead, under the Scions will serve the progenitors and the architect of flesh until our very last breath. Us mortals have been turned into something different, exquisite. Sure, others may call us and the progenitors' creations monsters. But you know, their eyes remain veiled. They just don't understand. Some of us, the Scions, will come across your way during Warcrow adventures. You are going to need more than courage to face us. But today, in the Whispers of Lindwurm, we felt generous enough to give you a heads up. Fellow travellers, meet the Marked. Isn't that a true beauty? Powerful, fearless, tireless. Let me tell you a bit more about the Marked and their position under the lines of the Scions of Yaldabaoth. The Scions have a rigid and solid hierarchy. And if you join their lines being human, well, there's not much room for you to thrive walking the ways of the progenitors. Yet, there's always manners of finding you useful. The humans under the colours of the Scions are divided into categories in ascending order, depending on how much the bodies have been modified. The lowest level corresponds to the intact, and you can already guess where the name comes from, but today we are showing you the Marked. The Marked represent the first toying with the body modifications. They have implants that sharpen their senses, giving them more strength, agility, and ferocity. Now, we are going to show you the complete character sheet and how do we play with it. Did you think the only thing Sokka and I were getting was some attributes? Nay, there's so much more. Sadly, I will not be a playable character in the Dungeon Crawler, but we will explain the game mechanics using my mock sheet. Thanks to Marcos, for he is the creative mind behind my character sheet, and I am beyond happy with it. In Warcrow Adventures, energy turns into actions. During the activation of your character, you will generate as many energy cubes as your energy value indicates. For this explanation, we will call them cubes. Energy cubes are used to perform actions. Actions do not have an established cost. Rather, you declare that you will perform an action and then administrate your energy cubes as it fits. We'll go there in a second. This panel is where the conversion happens, from energy to actions. You can see it has 5 entries, and these will be different for each character. It is one of the biggest variations between characters. Playing with Sokka will be quite different from playing with other members of the family. Let's overview the panel use step by step. First, my activation starts, and I gain 4 energy cubes. Second, I declare I will perform an action. Let's not struggle much. I want to perform the attack action. I want to attack. Third, I need to place my energy cubes in this panel. Each entry marks a required minimum amount of cubes in order to perform the action. You can see them signaled by this golden/bronze color. And we have the upper entry that requires 3 cubes. Then downwards, 2 entries that require 2 cubes. And finally, 1 cube for the 2 bottom entries. If I wanted to use the bottom entries, I would perform 1 action, and then I would still have 3 cubes left to do some more. As long as you meet the requirements, you can perform actions. If you remember Sokka's character sheet, you'll know that she had 3 in her energy value. Why is it mine 4? Guys, I'm a Mr. Strider. Of course my energy value is higher. I have progressed already, and so will you in the Dungeon Crawler. Once the cubes are invested, my action is carried on. Cubes must be placed in order left to right, and not randomly. That's not how it works. The cubes cannot be moved from their place, and once you invest in 1 entry, you cannot add more cubes to it. I place my 3 cubes in the first entry, meet the required minimum, and BAM! I attack. Then, can I attack again? Yes? When we don't have any more energy left, or we do not meet the requirements for the entries, our activation finishes. The amount of cubes does not affect the effectiveness of the action. If I invest 3 cubes, I attack. If I invest 1 cube, I attack. Same thing. Then, why would it matter? Why would I invest all my energy in the upper entry? Why perform just 1 action when I can do 2, maybe even 3? Well, here's the twist. With those sharp eyes of yours, I am pretty sure you've seen each entry has a series of symbols associated with the spaces destined for the energy cubes. These icons or symbols are triggers that have an effect. As soon as the cube is placed in the space, the trigger is activated. As soon as the trigger is activated, you need to apply its consequences. For example, first cube, I displace myself. Second cube, I gain a special symbol. Third cube, I focus. The effects do vary, and despite having common places, each effect is mainly personalized depending on the character you are playing. Now, the 3 cubes entry comes with bonus effects. That's the reason you are using all the energy to keep the bonuses, whereas the 1 cube entry comes with a malus. So you see, it might be worth making a vague energy investment. Now, can you go further? Yes, you can. Even though you have already met the requirements, the minimum, you can continue adding cubes and the triggers will activate as they would do normally. As long as you have energy left, you can go on. Just remember, once you've used 1 entry, you cannot place further cubes in that particular one. You need to choose another one. The bonus beyond the 1 cube required entry are especially juicy. This is how we are managing and creating a strategy that would work for you and accommodate the player and the character. And that's it for now. Thank you for joining us today. Make sure to follow and subscribe to not miss any updates of the Whispers of Lindwurm. We'll see each other soon, and we'll meet another character from Warcrow Adventures. You are going to love them. And for that, we will be venturing into the hearts of the Scions forest. Lovely weather over there, and be aware, the fog is coming. We are coming.